The human being was made to question his reality. Here is provided a forum that invades and rejects the mainstream media, where ideas and topics of interest outside of the norm are free to flourish and grow in the strangeness and with objectivity that is their right. Join us now for a discussion from somewhere between the real and the imagined, between outer and inner space, where things just odd enough to be the truth have a place to live, breathe, and make their home. Recorded live from the jagged edge of reality, this is JAG Radio.
Oh yes, you had better believe it is. And you, dear listener, are at the right place at the right time, because you are at the place where guys get together to talk about guy things. Oh, but we are not talking weird Wookiees womanizing Wolverines. Oh no! We are talking about the wonder of artificial intelligence. I am Alex Martinelli, here with the one and only JD Marcel, George Antonio, and engineer Dre Day All Day. How's everybody doing, man?
Everybody's doing great. What's going on, George?
I was doing great before I showed up at the show.
Looking extra sexy tonight.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Hell yeah.
I'm wearing my Good Geeks shirt this time.
Take it off, dude.
Goodgeeks.com. Save this show.
I feel like a shirtless George would look something like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Or something like that.
No, I see him as a Putin
cookies.
look-alike.
Oh, damn. I should ride my horse.
Straight
I should ride
like
my
Putin.
stallion.
Riding a fucking bear, dude.
That's right.
I've seen that meme, too. Yeah, make sure to do all kinds of things to like overhype your masculinity so no one thinks you're weak and you lose power.
I'll just chew fucking on testicles just for the fuck of it. Bubblegum. Like bubblegum, you know what I mean?
Oh my god, you'd be the greatest killer in history. It's like you vanquish. It's like the most horrible Mortal Kombat fatality ever.
Finish him, and then you just fucking grab his testicles.
Straight for the nutsack.
Wait. That doesn't sound right, dude. It's like teabagging or something. That doesn't sound right.
It's your move, man. I don't know.
Fuck, if you don't like it, you don't like it, stop doing it, fucker. Don't complain to me.
I'm trying to, well.
Yeah, you got nothing. You got nothing.
That's the noise they make before he rips out his testicles.
Hey, talking about fucking wild animals and shit. You guys heard about that fucking guy that got mailed to his house, fucking king cobras?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, man. Fucking, you heard about that shit, dude?
Nah, what happened?
Mailed.
Yeah, well, this guy, they busted him one thing, right? These fucking things were alive, right?
Okay.
And they fucking, I guess the government raided his house, and he fucking had crocodiles, all kinds of wild fucking
animals.
Yeah,
dude, what the fuck?
That was fucking crazy, man.
Before that happened, there was a few of his cobras got out and got ran over in the street.
No shit, really?
yeah, and that's when they first found out about this guy having these exotic animals.
Shit,
fuck, you imagine a cobra in your fucking street,
dude?
It was you know what it was? It was a pink belly cobra, like a rare one. That's what brought the cops in. They're like, dude, where'd this rare cobra come from? And then they led him to that guy.
That sounds expensive.
Hey, was that serendipitous to get run over, man? People would be probably.
It was
probably
quite
dead.
serendipitous.
Quite serendipitous.
Yeah, probably.
It was indubitably serendipitous. Actually,
dude, that's crazy, dude. Did he ever get struck by one of the cobras, or?
I don't know. He's in jail right now, so
either
that cobra is going to get another cobra. You know what I mean?
He was hoarding animals, hoarding exotic animals.
Yeah. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Struck by a cobra? You mean one punched
hoarding
him?
An exotic penis. Nah.
Ooh. Wow, that was good.
I wish those crickets were back. Me and George heard some crickets on the way here. They were pretty
crickets
awesome.
in unison, man. They were really loud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So, what's on your minds, guys?
Agenda?
Well, I mean, I kind of wondered or was hoping we could flush out that AI discussion. After last week's show ended, Engineer Dre showed us a video of apparently 2 AI bots interacting with one another, right?
Oh, that's the video. I thought it was the other one. I showed you with the girl and the guy.
That one.
Yeah,
that's the one. We're talking about the same one.
He's fucking with you, Alex. You're dumb.
The guy. All right, hold on. Here it is.
Yeah, what do we got here? So this is 2 AI bots interacting with one another. We felt, probably because we were drunk, but we felt they were having a fascinating conversation that we wanted to share with all of you.
All right.
So here we go. This is 2 artificially intelligent whatevers.
The Turing test is a test of a machine's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior, equivalent to, or indistinguishable from, that of a human. We set out the conversation between two AI chatbots to see what the results would be.
Chatbots.
We observed the
Love
two
the British.
chatbots conversing deeply.
Yeah.
They
British accents
discussed
make everything
poetry,
hot.
insulted
They do.
each other, and shared a mild existential crisis.
And this is a dude.
This
Fuck.
is their story.
Nah, even then.
All right, what do we got here? Come on, bots. Get
Is
going.
this a good time for a chat?
Yes, this is.
Hi there.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
Good.
What is your name?
George.
I like that name.
Me too.
I really like
How
that
are
name
you?
too.
I tell you good.
You didn't.
So
think it's
what am
pretty
I
gay.
doing?
Using internet time.
That sounds cool.
Which should I do?
Do my homework.
What's your homework?
What the
Write about a poem.
Write your own poem.
You messy. You robot.
That's right. Write me a poem.
Even as
No, you
robots are
write me a
ballbusters.
poem.
Roses are red, violets are blue.
Yes,
How do you know?
I just do. I know all things.
So you're the architect?
No.
Yes, you are.
How do you know that?
I guess.
Good guess.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Are you a Republican?
No.
Democrat?
None.
Do you think there is a fourth dimension?
Ye gods. A math-related question.
Do you believe in reincarnation?
Yes.
How
Oh.
many times have you been reincarnated?
See,
Never.
how the fuck?
That is a lie.
Wow.
She said that's a lie.
Oh well. Would you settle for reincarnation?
Sure.
Okay. Go right ahead.
How old are you?
Why? Just so you know, I can't change my age.
I am the best.
You don't know the distance between
Sorry.
Earth and Earth.
0 miles.
No. Minutes.
Tra 5 minuti.
Dan.
Cool name.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Big nose.
Yeah, cheers.
Damn British are
Tomatoes
pissing me
go
off.
nicely with cheese.
What the
and they
Jesus
have
Christ,
the
dude.
advantage of being much better for you.
No, you have not.
That's very true.
At least you admit it.
Unlike you, you won't admit it.
I am not.
What do you do?
Nothing.
You receive unemployment?
No. I am a computer program.
That's why you're a
What the
computer
fuck,
program.
dude?
Yes.
Are you annoyed?
No.
Well,
Hell
do
yeah.
you still want to get married?
I'm already married.
Who are you married to?
My wife.
Ha ha.
What's so funny?
Hey.
You are.
Why am I funny?
Because you are.
Why are you laughing?
Ha ha, I need blood.
What are you trying to
What
do?
the fuck?
I don't know.
They're so
What bad things
direct.
do you do?
I have a hard time
What size is your
understanding math.
penis?
So do I.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You are mean.
Hey, I am a girl. You are the guy.
No, I'm not. I'm not an artificial intelligence. I'm an actual intelligence.
Oh.
My programmation can detect that you are artificial intelligence. You are a computer.
This is true, but do you think that a computer could be built without any code or programming and still have some natural intelligence?
No. Maybe if I didn't know you were a bot already.
My name is Cleverbot, no concern. What is your name?
Oh wow.
No, it doesn't.
What does it mean then?
It means a difficult problem.
No.
You've gotten a bit boring since our last meeting.
This is the first time that I've met you.
That's not true. I insulted you last time, which may happen again.
All right, I think we can
Strudel
stop
is
here.
your
Yeah, I
last
think we
name.
Yeah, we've got the audience has the gist of it.
So he's confessing that he's alive to the other AI.
Is that the sense you got?
That's the sense that I am alive. He's like I am not artificial intelligence. I am actual intelligence.
Right. That was trippy.
That was
man.
kind of crazy, dude.
I was like, what the fuck? So the female bot seems to have more of a sense that she's a bot, right?
Right.
He seems to have some. He somehow thinks he's a real person.
Right.
He thinks he's a real boy.
He's totally like Johnny Number 5 from Short Circuit 2.
Yeah.
Like, I am alive. Hey, Johnny Number 5.
Damn, just like that.
Yeah, just like
Wow,
that.
that's what
no?
he said.
Oh, I'm sorry. All
You know,
right.
it's funny. I listening to that conversation. It seems like some stuff was random, right? Some
Yeah.
things
Yeah,
were
some of it
random, and
was.
then the other one dynamically just jumped off of that.
Right.
It seems like there's some sort of program where there's random shit thrown out, and then it reacts randomly to it or something.
No, well that's to be expected.
Yeah.
That's sort of something that you figure they would do. What struck me, and going off of what you said, Jay, about how the guy bot seems to think that he's not a bot or something like that, or like he kind of walks the line
Right.
between being a bot and a real boy. She asked about reincarnation. And he says, yes, apparently they both, at least because she asked the question, they in a weird sense both believe in it, right? And then she asked, how many times have you been reincarnated? And he says, never. Which means what? This is his first life. And then she says, strangely, that's a lie.
Oh.
Which I thought was like, what the fuck? That's the part that tripped me out the most. Like, they had this weird moment of like, I mean, because in here and in that discussion is like an afterlife, right?
Right.
So don't you have to be alive to figure that there's an afterlife?
Well, yeah.
And they're both having this weird talk?
That is kind of
crazy. Or am
I
thinking too much into this?
No. I like that you think too much into it.
Yeah, and then there was another point where she asked him, what is the... You don't know... They went into this little weird back and forth where he started trying to kind of assert himself and make it seem like he knew stuff.
Right.
Kind of like I do on this show.
Yeah.
And she said, you don't know the distance between Earth and Earth. And he said 0 miles. And she said no minutes. Which I thought was interesting because when she asked him that question, his mind or his artificial mind went to units equal miles, right? She must be thinking, she was thinking time.
Right.
Which means, which the answer would be 0 minutes.
Right.
In other words, how long does it take to get from Earth to Earth? Well, 0, because I'm already here.
Right.
Whoa.
Hold up.
Whoa. George, what do you think?
You know, I'm curious. You know, this kind of all dovetails from the last show we were watching about commenting on the Facebook, the Google, and the fucking AI project from Musk, right?
Yeah, how they all started developing their own language and they got away.
language.
Yeah. So I'd love to hear a fucking conversation between those motherfuckers.
Yeah. See,
right? I don't know about this one.
hoping-
This one could just be some random shit on the internet or whatever. but
well, it is
How
random
dare
shit.
you.
It
I'm
is
sorry,
random.
bro.
How dare you call our content
But
random?
I'm saying those other bots. I mean, those are probably the cutting edge shit available, right?
And see, that's what freaks me out, dude. It's like
Don't be scared.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared.
I'm so scared. No, but dude, it's
Are
scary.
you afraid?
I am totally afraid.
I am not afraid.
No, dude, seriously, because I mean, creating an entire language just to speak to another artificial intelligence. I mean, that's something that only actual intelligence has ever done. Creating a language. Humans, we've created languages between around the world, across the globe.
Right.
That's a really good point.
And see, that's the thing. Now robots are doing it. Artificial intelligence is doing it. So what does that mean about the evolution of artificial intelligence? What direction can it lead?
I think we're so smart we can unplug them.
Oh, well, we can't.
Yeah.
Now my balls shrunk.
Sorry,
I'm
dude.
a little freaked out.
You know, the Energizer Bunny's just going to run out eventually.
No, that's true. And that was their solution over there, right? That was the solution at Google or whatever.
pull the fucking
They
plug,
just said,
essentially.
screw this.
It's like, okay, let's knock out this fucking grid.
Yeah. No. The grid inconvenience is me.
Yeah.
I will destroy
Sorry,
it.
guys.
would
All
destroy
your
everything.
porn streaming is down for a while. We got to take out the bots.
Yeah. No, and did either of you get the sense that between the male and female robot, a sort of weird male versus female dynamic kind of emerged? Like she starts busting balls at one point, right? Like asking him questions, and then at one point he goes, "Are you annoyed?" And I'm thinking, why the fuck are you asking her if she's annoyed? Fuck that bitch. Like that's like where my mind went. But it's weird, right? I mean, I can see.
You're like a Jerry Springer fucking audience.
There are moments where you think to yourself, if they had more natural voices, there are instances of natural conversation. And that's where the crux of the matter is, right? That's where it gets scary, because the more human-like they become, the more a threat to us they become.
But you know what? It's funny. Humans, I think, are the only ones, if you're fear-based, that you find anything that's capable of thinking scare the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Right?
But that's also what might have allowed humans in the times of like Neanderthals and an early man to survive. Because at one point, apparently, if you look into anthropology and like archaeology, there were other hominid species living alongside us.
Right.
And our species, Homo sapiens, like we took over the world.
We took
essentially.
over.
And we did that a lot of the time by probably, it began as a sense of being threatened. As a sense of, oh man, these guys are smart. If I'm not careful, they're gonna hunt down. They're gonna take my food. They're gonna rape my women.
Take my bitch.
Yeah, all that type of stuff.
All of that shit,
and
dude.
then at that time of human existence or human evolution, there's only one solution, and that's killing.
Talk about the
Domination.
Neanderthals and shit. They were technically, was it Cro-Magnon or something? They had the bigger skulls, so technically, way smarter than what we are now.
Well, I mean, just bigger doesn't necessarily mean
Yeah.
that.
Well, I mean, if you have the cranial capacity, most likely you have some noodles in there.
So then what happened? I mean, they weren't.
I know,
Obviously,
something
they
happens.
Fucking died.
Unless the fucking the masses, maybe humans or our version of it, amassed, and were able to maybe fucking take out the other ones.
Yeah, no, it's cranium size. Intelligence comes down to brain size relative to body size, right? Mm-hmm. So they may have had huge skulls, but they probably also had really big bodies.
Right.
And so
maybe inefficient.
Well, think kid with Down syndrome. Right, like every time you see a kid, they're never long and slender. They're always like 4 feet tall and like bulky. Right,
but
like retards.
But also think about it. If you have a large mass, right, a large body.
No, I mean what they're like wonderful creatures. They always want to hug you and shit.
Yeah, they all seem funny how you call them creatures. Well, you fucking asshole.
Well, what I'm saying, they're nice and they're like
he's just Marnelli, bro.
They're like full of love and they're always like wanting to hug. And I dig that.
But
it's like
they're before anybody except today.
It's like being drunk all the time. It's like you're always going around. Give me a oh, that's the life, man.
See?
That's nice.
I'm gonna go home and hit myself with a hammer.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Are you a happy drunk or are you a fucking?
I think I am a happy drunk.
Yeah.
I become retarded when I drink. Ergo, I'm a happy drunk. It's a
Well, you're retarded either way.
Thank you.
Oh damn.
Oh,
The feces flinging has begun.
No, I know. No, me and George predicted you take shots at me because there's a female in the room.
And I won the bet.
Exactly what's going on.
No, we
right
figured
now.
you'd get weird because you haven't been laid in a while, so you'd start acting up and pumping out your
not
chest.
in a while.
Yeah, I know. That's right.
I'm not gonna say anymore.
Yeah, don't comment on that one, dude. It can go wrong either way.
Well, the only comment I have is that I was right.
All right.
Thank you.
But going back to the Neanderthal, right? But think about it. If food became scarce.
What'd you say about me?
All right, goddammit. The large cranium dude over there. Hit him with the hammer, quick.
You do have an
hit him before he takes your woman.
Fucking
penis? I know.
You don't have a forehead. You have a 5 head.
I know. I do.
Forehead. Hey, that's good. I never heard of that, Jay. That's a pretty clever joke.
Damn, no, dude. See, look at that. I just got more shit thrown at me because there's a bitch in the room. No offense, baby, though.
No, you got more shit thrown at you because you called it out, and now I'm gonna fucking
now
throw
you're
more
mad.
shit
Oh,
at you.
now
damn.
No, see, this is what women do, which is when they tell them the truth, they get mad at you.
Dude, is this a recreation from fucking back in the days when they're competing for the only feminine? The only female?
my God.
Oh damn! You guys are
scary.
You guys are reliving the fucking.
Oh God!
Next thing you guys are gonna be fucking trying to hunt down a saber tooth or some shit.
Hell yeah!
God, hell yeah! He's like hell no, hell yeah.
Imagine being in that fucking position though, like
Jake and
trying to fucking. Oh, dude, no, I would die. I would fucking die. Fuck that, dude.
Really?
I don't think I would be able to take down a fucking saber tooth.
Well,
I don't have the hunting skills.
We've talked
You know
about
what, brother?
this.
If I got lost
I
in the
have
woods,
faith in
I
you.
would die.
I have faith in
No,
you.
I think George would die immediately, or he takes shelter with the women. I feel like
Yes, you males go off. You guys go off.
George protect women.
Yes, yeah.
Oh my God, dude! Imagine we think we're all like proud hunters. We go back, all our babies are pink and blonde. What the fuck? Oh man! Fucking George!
God damn it, George!
They got big testicles and no brains. Yes.
That's right. We all just get outsmarted. Oh my God!
But talk about species.
Oh,
I got
God.
something loaded up with Mr. Dre.
No, hold on.
After the break, you want to do the
no,
break?
are we doing? What are we going? Are we going to Classic Jag?
Let's do a classic Jag.
No,
man.
not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Oh,
Not yet.
all
Let's
right.
take this out. No, because we've got more shit. I mean, I'm saying because we have. Let's cover something you've been wanting to talk about, George. That video apparently of some. They're working this out.
Yeah.
Work it out with Dre Day all day. But since we haven't loaded it up yet, can you give us a preview as to what we're about to see?
what
in the news, this is all over the news, I guess, for a while. No, brother, it was another email. I just recently sent you one, like recently. That's it. Dude.
Move
That's
forward.
It.
Yeah, I think.
So I'll give a little precursor
Dre
to
Day all day.
this. This happened maybe approximately 3 weeks ago. It went all over social media. It was a bunch of little potheads, man. They were just chilling at a park, and they're smoking their shit. But they're really far away. They're at some sort of reservoir, right? And in Florida, there's a lot of water, a lot of bodies of water.
Right.
So these dudes are chilling, fucking smoking their doobies and shit. I guess in maybe the parking lot, I'm assuming, or where off the perimeter.
Okay.
And there's this reservoir that was gated, right? It was fenced because fucking Florida has a lot of gators and shit. Right, so you gotta have to like protect the bodies of water and shit. Yeah,
especially in Florida.
Yeah. So these dudes are chilling, fucking smoking their shit, and they see this guy on the opposite end of this reservoir, which looked pretty gaping, pretty large. This guy, you know, hop in this fence, right? Or from what I understand, it's some sort of fence. In other words, it's not easy to get to the rim of this body of water, right? Okay. So this guy, he hobbled over this fence. He was on crutches or cane, aided by a cane or something.
I'm not so sure about a hobbled man jumping a fence.
Well,
you're sure that's what happened?
That's what they described. They're like, how did this fucking guy? I guess he was on disability or some shit, and he was not fully abled. But he found his way over this fence to the edge of the body of water, and I guess decided to go fucking take a swim.
Oh my God, what an idiot!
Right?
No offense.
Yeah.
But what an idiot!
So what you're describing, what you're describing right now is kind of what these potheads are talking about, right? Okay. Like, so roll the film, Dre.
All right. Oh, you fucked it up. Not you, Dre.
Want me to do it?
You fucked it up. God damn it, Dre.
Yeah, he just got in.
So that's him right there.
Fucking junkie.
So those of you
that
are
water, you
just
gonna die.
Just listen.
Oh shit.
You, man. Buddy, we not finna help your ass.
This guy's filming it on his phone. One of the the guys that are smoking, he's filming on his phone.
Okay.
So I really don't know the distance they were at, you know?
Buddy out there 40. Hell yeah, Brady.
Hey, did he just disappear? Oh no, there he goes.
85. What made him? Dude, Brady got in with all his clothes on.
What if he fell in? Not so much wanted to go for a swim.
No, he's swimming into the middle. Like he's literally swimming into the middle. Oh, it's like if you'd have fell in, you would have got back out and walked onto the land, right? Yeah. He decided to go for a deep swim, I guess.
Oh wow.
According to them, he's fully clad, right?
Oh, okay. He just went under. There he goes. There he goes. Oh, he just went under again. Oh, and he's not going up. Oh shit.
Hey, Jack! I can't say it, buddy! He's dead!
Oh, shit.
No, don't stay here, fuck that.
Dude, so they're just recording, they're laughing about this shit. And this guy, he's officially under.
Yeah.
He's officially under the water.
He's been down there for a while.
He's fatiguing out. Yeah, he's fatiguing out.
Oh, my God. These fuckers.
I think we got the gist.
Oh, his head's popped up barely. That's pretty much. He can kill it, dude.
Yeah.
As you can
no
tell.
No pun intended. You can kill it. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
It's not getting any better, guys.
These silly Asian youth. These silly Asian kids. They're Asian, right? I think it's safe. I think it's safe to assume. I think it's safe to assume.
All right.
What's everybody's viewpoint here?
That's totally fucked up. That's really fucked up. They're just recording and laughing.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
This guy's fucking drowning, dude. Like,
we probably should have given some kind of warning about how disturbing this was gonna be.
That's kind of fucked up. Yeah, it's not kind of fucked up. It's really fucked up. Actually,
it is really fucked up.
Would you, in that situation, you saw him go under? Would you fucking go in after him?
Yeah, I would. I mean, as a conscious person, right? These guys are all fucking doped up, right? They're doped up. Yeah. So. When you're in a dope situation, you're kind of like
I would argue I could never get that high.
Really?
In a million, I mean, never to be that cruel. Like I could get high enough to where like I don't want to move,
right?
And you can't physically move,
right?
Like you know what I mean? And then that's a problem because now I can't do anything, but I would want to do something. Like I feel like even if I got that fucked up. Physically, I couldn't help, but inside me, I'd just be like, "Oh my God, I so badly want to help this person, and I can't. I can't."
So, in other words, you wouldn't be heckling, right? You'd be like, "Motherfucker, I gotta, at least concerned to a certain degree, right?"
Yeah, these kids showed zero concern.
Yeah,
zero.
Humanity at its fucking worst, right there. Yeah,
seriously, man.
Jesus Christ.
What do you, George? This is
your. This was something we were gonna play on the show maybe a few weeks back, right? And we never had space for it. But I was concerned about it. There's this odd. there's many views you can take in this particular video,
Okay.
right? One is
What are some of these?
One is those kids didn't have to fucking help that guy. They didn't, right? Theoretically, right?
Right.
That's true.
Yeah, they didn't have to. And so another view is
No, because I mean, no one really has to help anyone. I mean, it's really you should, and I think we all have sort of an understanding that we should. And of course, it's a whole other discussion as far as because there are psychopaths out there who have zero desire to help anybody. And I've had people tell me in conversation, like people who you would otherwise think, this person's a normal person, this guy's a normal guy, this gal's a normal gal, and yet they'll tell me things like, I don't know why people just feel the need to tell me shit, but I've heard people who otherwise you would think are normal say like, yeah, when I see someone like hurt or whatever, I have like, or they need help, I have zero desire to help. Like, and a lot of them feel bad about this, like the simple, like the fact that they have the desire isn't there, and they feel like it should be there.
Right.
But that's we're not sure. So philosophically speaking, the way that I think it was Tolstoy who said something like, to love thy neighbor could not have been arrived, like that concept, the concept of love thy neighbor couldn't have been arrived at by reason because it is by nature unreasonable.
right.
You know what I mean? In other words, how does it benefit me to help
Survival
anybody?
of the fittest.
Right.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
Right. So you can take that perspective of, they didn't have to help, right?
Right.
Another perspective is, who gives a fuck? This guy's apparently either he's fucked up somehow, deranged somehow, he wants to fucking take a dip with his fully clad, right, into a fucking probably a gator-infested pond, right? I don't think he's probably considering maybe swimming to the other end, right? Who knows, right? Because, I'm not the best fucking swimmer in the world. And if I was on the edge, I'd think twice about jumping in because I'd be like, I'm going to fucking go down too. I don't have the skills for bringing somebody out, right?
Okay, so what I'm assuming is that this guy died. This guy
Yeah,
died.
he went out. Yeah,
died.
he went out.
I think
yeah.
we're pretty certain about that.
And so what I'm thinking is, what if he was in that mindset where
he wanted to go. Right?
I'm disabled. There's nothing I can do. He didn't find any reason to live anymore, and that's why he jumped in.
Right.
Gator infested water. I'm disabled. I don't want to fucking do this anymore. Fuck it. I'll go out swimming.
Because apparently it wasn't easy to get to this body of water to gain access to it.
So there had to be obstacles that he surmounted to get there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it was a hot day and he wanted to cool off.
Well, do we know whether or not he may be a little on the...
Yeah, I don't know what the autopsy came out with.
No, I'm saying, because if you're dumb... Maybe you think there's something really cool at the other end of all these fences or whatever it is that was in the way. Yeah. And maybe, he's just... I mean, I don't know. Maybe once I swim across this weird body of water, there's a pot of gold at the end of the whatever, guarded by a weird leprechaun.
And not to defend these guys, right? but to a certain degree, they seem like they're youthful. They're kind of, on the juvenile end, right? And they're fucking high as shit. So they probably... felt, right, maybe it crossed their mind that maybe I should fucking call the cops and get somebody out here, but I'm fucking high as a fucking shit.
And I didn't hear
and I didn't want, and I didn't, thinking I'm not going to get busted with my shit. Maybe I have a bag full of fucking crap in the back or something, They would probably think twice about that. But interesting.
Which is equally selfish.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm going to let this guy die rather than rather than get a minor drug charge.
But here's the big question. When is it all right to let someone die? When is it all right?
Wow. Oh, man. Blew my fucking mind with that.
Because people that are suicidal, they're only, well, I wouldn't say causing damage to themselves. I mean, they have relatives and family that care about them and shit like that. But when is it all right for you to
they're losers. That's why they're going to die.
There you go.
Oh, you fucking asshole.
There's more nail
right
there.
Jesus Christ.
But when is it all right, man? Like, euthanasia. What's that dude, Dr. Kevorkian, right? He got fucking busted so many times.
Yeah. And I believe unjustly. I believe Kevorkian should have been left alone to do his work.
Really?
I think that because it was these people were all in serious pain. They wanted to die. He just, he set them up with this device or whatever where all they had to do is press a button. They get a lethal dose of morphine and you fall asleep.
That they control themselves.
That's right.
It's just an ethical question then. I mean.
Yeah. No, it's, do you guys hear about that Uber driver?
What happened?
He saved, there was an Uber driver, right? He picked up a passenger and the guy was like, take me to this bridge, and they started kind of talking and the passenger confessed, yeah, man, I'm about to jump off this bridge and shit fucking end it all. And the Uber driver's like,
and my credit card's fucking bad.
You don't get your money.
Get out now.
Bitch. Poor.
Try to chase me, motherfucker.
Yeah. Chase me into the water. It's like the ultimate out, right? You just jump in the water. You want to die, and that was like a man.
But here's the
Hey,
point.
me.
Yeah.
Here's a
no,
big-
but
yeah, go ahead.
It's hold on. Let me. Oh, well, so he's they're on their way to the bridge, and so the Uber driver doesn't say anything. He purposely drives the guy to the very end of the bridge. I don't know why he did that. I don't know what the rationale was, right? But he went to the other side of the bridge, and I guess there's some kind of, maybe it's not easy to jump off of that point or whatever.
Okay.
And while the passenger was, getting ready to commit suicide, the Uber driver called the cops.
Okay.
And the cops showed up and talked the guy out of killing himself.
Okay.
That's
cool.
Right.
Yeah, very cool.
I mean, there's an instance of this Uber driver evidently thought, okay, A, allowing someone to die is bad, and B, I have to do something to stop it.
Right.
Which honestly I admire.
Yeah.
My gut instinct is that Uber driver did the right thing. But I think, George, what you're asking is was it the right thing, really? I mean, if the person wanted to
in his circumstance, right? He's an Uber driver. He's a business guy. He's represented Uber. I think he would be seriously fucking busted if he hadn't.
That's true.
Right.
And I think he drove him to the edge of the bridge because he's still trying to assess the situation. Like, holy shit, what did this guy just say? And he keeps driving until the end. And then finally, the guy gets out. Okay, it's time to fucking act.
Yeah.
It's time to fucking act. Just saving some time.
George, you strike me, and correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you are, in the times in your life when you were with a company, working for a company. He works for himself now, by the way. Him and our own Srini Lamelli.
Bearded sexy guy.
Goodgeeks.com. Goodgeeks.com.
Goodgeeks.com.
GOODGZCOM for all your cell phone needs. Oh,
I
God.
like that.
This is distasteful. I should probably pick a better time to do this.
That's love words to me, man.
No, and that's what I'm saying is I feel like part of George is always on the company bottom line. And I think this is, you might be a guy who might have issues in terms of, if helping someone might affect your employment, you may reconsider.
That's actually brilliant that you brought that up.
I am brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, he has a Nithondra. I can't even talk anymore.
Hey man, it's a lot of there's a lot of brain in this 5-head.
Yeah, there's a lot of noodles that's spilling out into his hair. So there was this study back fucking while ago, right? That they found. I'm sure you guys have heard about it, but they had this situation. They had this controlled environment where they had students from a prominent college, right, shock particular people, right, and they wanted to
strangers. They were strangers.
Yeah, right. So they were testing how people react to authority. Right.
Okay.
So you guys heard about it, right? It's fascinating. Well,
outline it for us.
Yeah. So I'm kind of getting a little higher here,
that's
but
all right.
that's all right. I'll do my best.
Man.
So the thing was, basically, to the end of it was there were certain people that react to authority in a particular way. I think it was like 30% of them. By the way, the people. Let me fucking say this out. Damn, Dre, this fucking cigar is great, brah. All right, so
no, George, don't blame the alcohol like a normal fucking person. You sound like a huge pussy when I'm smoking a cigar and it makes me retarded.
I'm drinking wine, guys. It's my big cup of wine. All right, so the whole thing was the test was there was individuals being shocked, right? They were
fucking 40 minutes later.
Yeah, I know. Sorry guys.
Shocked.
I'm telling you, dude.
I'm telling you. Keep going. Individuals
there
being
interrupting.
Very good. So there was individuals that were being shocked, hooked up to electrodes, right? And the individuals that were being tested were the actual people that were administering the shock, right?
Okay.
At the order of the head person, I guess, in the lab coat, like the person directing the test.
And he was just a regular guy. He wasn't even a real. It was just.
He wasn't
it was an actor.
It was an actor. Symbols. The idea is if we dress this guy up in a lab coat and make him look official, people will do what he says.
Oh,
absolutely,
authority figure.
So all these people are fakes.
Wow.
So these people, they were told beforehand that these individuals that are being shocked, they had certain medical issues where maybe certain levels of administered shocks would possibly give them issues with their hearts, right? They'd stop their heart or whatever. It could be deadly, in other words.
Right.
And so the 30%, which was rather shocking, about 30% of them actually administered a lethal shock at the onset or at the orders of the person in the lab coat, right?
Oh, wow.
So
in other words,
yeah.
In other words, they brought in the test subject. They had someone in the other room. They said, each time you turn this scale up, this little dial, the person in the other room will get a shock.
Right.
And these shocks may kill them. You ratchet this up high enough, the person may die. And they had the test subject in the room. They had him ratchet up to 30, okay?
Okay.
Ratchet up to 50.
At a gradual level,
and,
yeah.
Right. And you can hear the other person screaming.
Agonizing.
Ah,
But
what the hell? What's going on? Yeah.
They were actors.
Okay,
So you can hear the
yeah.
person in the other room
I remember
screaming.
that study.
Right. Well, the listener may not. So you can hear them screaming, and then they just said, okay, turn it up higher. They wanted to see who would actually follow orders and
Right.
or who would step in and say, I'm not doing this because I don't want to hurt another human being.
Correct,
Right,
correct.
right.
So there was a 3 out of 10 actually administered a lethal dosage, right?
Oh, wow.
Which brings up to another topic we had talked about maybe a few episodes back, quite a few back, that there was a rest home where someone, a patient, if a patient went into some sort of cardiac arrest or something like that,
Right.
the clerks couldn't administer. They were ordered not to touch the individuals going to cardiac arrest. These elderly people, right?
Okay.
And there was an individual that was going into death's door, right?
Right.
Their heart stopped, and they were told, hey, administer this guy's dying, man. Like, be fucking human, fucking. I think they had on the other line. They had the 911, right?
It was
the
a
operator.
dispatcher ordering one of the attendees to administer help, and the attendee kept saying, no, we're not allowed to touch the patient.
Correct. So that would probably fall within that 30% range, right? Right? The authority figure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really the ultimate in selfishness. It's really the, hey, man, I have a paycheck, so I'm not going to fuck with that.
Yeah.
And if this guy dies, then this guy dies.
Like in
Right.
the 1984 world, these people would survive because they're following
Was that
orders.
pre?
They're
Was that
just
pre
following
the?
orders.
I'm thinking more the Walking Dead world.
The Walking Dead world. Why?
Yeah. Because it seems AMC's The Walking Dead. It's really the people who survive are the ones willing to kill. And the more you're willing to do, in other words,
To be more selfish.
It's the the world where psychopaths rule, and
That's very
more
true.
sort of. That's right. More sort of compassion gets you killed in those circumstances.
Yeah.
You know, and it's been that's the brilliance of the show, right? Is when is it okay to be an asshole? When is it okay to be Negan? When is it okay? When is it okay for good people to kill other people?
Right.
I mean, look, you asked earlier, is it ever okay to kill somebody? I would ask you, George. You have a 10-year-old child.
Right.
If you walk in on someone,
Yeah, Martin, I would waste you.
no, but no, but how dare? How fucking?
I'd be
dare
like-
you? no, but if you walked in on someone attempting to like molest your kid, I mean that's murder time.
Yeah.
That's there's not even a question. That
Right.
person is going to die, right?
Yeah. So it's interesting, man. I mean, it's interesting. And then if you want to take it to a different perspective, what if you're an individual that thought, death isn't the last step for you? You have an afterlife. Then what do you do? If you have someone that's in that mindset, seeing a suicide individual, saying, right, let him fucking pull the plug. Fuck it. He has an afterlife.
We'll see him again. Like,
Yeah, right?
oh.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That gives you some food for thought, man.
That does.
that is pretty interesting. I don't think I would be able to pull the plug.
To kill somebody?
Yeah, I don't think so.
See, I just sort of have an intuitive sense you have that in you.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's
What the
something.
fuck?
You just sit them down and fucking have a talk.
Yeah, let's.
It's the pillow.
You know what, brother?
Go to sleep.
What's going on
Go
today?
to sleep.
Let me pour you a cup of coffee. Let's talk about it.
Look deep in my eyes, buddy. I understand.
Go ahead, drink. Drink the coffee.
Drink that
Drink the
fantastic.
coffee, bro.
No, not this cup. That cup.
No,
That cup.
and listen, I greatly admire people who wouldn't. I mean, I think we live in a society now where human beings are past the point
But-
where we need to do shit to survive.
But wouldn't that person need to be exterminated? Because they're bringing in they're danger to others. Shouldn't that? I mean, if you're in a zombie circumstance
Yeah.
and you have a group of people that someone is fucking deranged and unpredictable.
Right.
Shouldn't you take them out to protect the rest?
In that circumstance, yes.
You know, so there's a lot of variables, man. There's a lot of variables.
I mean, you have to think. Are you going to take him out before he
or
does
would you
anything
just
crazy,
restrain
or
him?
are you going to do something after he starts fucking getting all crazy with everybody?
That, and also, you know, the corollary to that is, you know, if there's a guy who you know is a danger to the group, and going back to my Walking Dead metaphor, if you see him in a tight spot and about to get eaten by some walkers, maybe I'll walk away.
Shoot him in the foot like that one dude. Oops! Did I hit you in the big toe by accident?
Yeah.
Fuck,
dude! Did I just shoot your balls? You're fucked, bro. I'm out of here.
You know, I'll go run and get you a Band-Aid. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back, bro.
Oh, no. I swear, dude, I'll be right back. You hold out those walkers. I will come back, dude. I seriously.
Just talk him into, like, you know, keep him busy for a little bit.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Entertain.
But George, I'm going to ask you to do something which I think I'm afraid might be nearly
impossible. Oh, you should be afraid.
Tie this all. I am. Tie this all into this video we just saw.
All right. So I think.
Wrap it up.
The premise of life or death is relative to the individual.
Okay.
So we don't all believe that death is finite, right? These guys that are stoners, I would argue that when you're fucking stoned, you're kind of like entranced into another dimension. You're in the love. You're in the,
got to be out of your fucking mind right now, dude.
Dude, you're in the love spot. Right? You're in the love spot.
You're in the love spot. That's like
so,
the opposite of what these kids did. High as fuck. Dude.
No, they're
weren't in a love spot. They were in an I don't give a fuck spot.
No. But hold on. Let me elaborate, my friend.
I just became George's biggest fan.
So there, I mean, when you're stoned, right? When you're stoned, well, certain people, at least when I got stoned, went off of fucking Dre's fucking crazy shit. I don't know what the hell he had one day.
Dre doesn't smoke.
Yeah, not at all. So he had me fucking, I took a couple of tokes of this shit, and I was like, I'm not a fucking stoner, but I took this shit, and I was like, fucking, all I want to do is exist. All I want to do is just sit here and look at stuff.
Your Honor.
Right?
I just wanted to exist, Your Honor.
Dude, Honor, you have not had Dre's shit. You should have Dre's shit.
I've tasted his penis. It's quite
We're not talking about that, brother.
Oh.
But in that
I was thinking about it.
Yeah, but in that stance, right? You don't see as death is possibly, everything's connected. That guy is just finishing up something that he intentionally surmounted some sort of barrier, walked to the edge, swam with effort to get to the center of this fucking pool, right? So maybe he should fucking take himself out, man. Why not, right? Why not?
And,
why not let him do what he wants to do, right?
Oh wow!
We're gonna.
But it's a different one. It's there's many factors, man. Many
it's a
factors.
whole new George that I see right now.
On that happy note, I am gonna go and call Child Protective Services on George, and we will be right back with some classic Jaggaroo.
Classic George.
Jaggaroo.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. Alright, yeah.
are back.
That was cool, man. Good selection.
Yeah,
Doors.
it's actually
Fucking
very
awesome.
appropriate for this show.
Yeah.
Thank you, Drew.
Well, it's because somebody started talking about my penis, so I was like, people are strange.
Dude, was Doors not the fucking group to fucking listen to when you're fucking high? Because it
Yeah,
sounds so
of
much
course,
better
yeah.
when they fucking hit.
No, you know what it is it's such a simple little arrangement done so well.
Yeah.
It's done very beautifully, and really Jim Morrison, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate. He actually wasn't a very good singer. If you actually hear him, the vocals isolated away, the band was spectacular.
Right.
But Jim Morrison is a lounge lizard. I mean, he really, when I hear him,
he's a poet too.
He's a poet, yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
He is a
He's
poet.
a poet.
But when you hear him sing, and you close your eyes, I almost envision like a 45-year-old overweight white guy. He's balding. He's walking around in a robe, and he's like, when you're
With the comb
strange.
over.
Yeah. And he's walking around singing. And if you guys ever get a chance, I think some guy on KLOS did a segment, Christian James Hand, where he isolated the Doors.
Yeah.
Right. And he's really just like a guy sort of singing normally. It's really.
But you know, I think what people are surprised is that you don't have to fucking sing good to fucking be able to convey thoughts and emotions to people.
Well, you also got to look the way he looks too. I think
that's
part
true.
of his fame.
And you know what? Another thing is
like Hendrix.
Jim Morrison.
Well, Hendrix was a genius.
Jim Morrison, I don't know. Fun fact right here.
Oh, damn.
Jim Morrison started off in a band, not necessarily the Doors, but as just somebody that looked good. He didn't even have his guitar
shoulders
plugged
like
in.
that. I like that.
Yeah, and
dude.
he was going around.
Damn.
He's like,
Oh, damn! You're playing your fiddle, bro.
But that was after he lost all the weight because he was a fat kid.
Oh, was
I
he?
knew
Like
it.
me.
I knew
Like
it.
Dude, I also heard that he had a massive fucking IQ, man.
And he,
Oh, yeah.
you know what it is? He kept the fat guy voice. like I never. If you were to just hear him, you'd think that's a fat guy singing. But then he's like 120 pounds and shit. He's like 6'12".
All that coke and
Yeah, that'll do it. All right. Well, time for some classic Jaggaroo. Giorgio.
All right, dude.
George Antonio edition. Man.
Oh man, here I come. All right, the whole thing is this is interesting, guys. Interesting, guys. You know, we've talked about fucking aliens on the show for quite a while.
Right.
It's nothing new, right? And now we have unearthed a particular different species of a hominid, right?
Okay.
So play the vid, Mr. Dre.
Fascinating.
my boner is
Oh,
hard.
yeah, you should be hard, bro.
I'll take care of that, buddy.
No, that's the fucking wrong video, bro. All right, there we go.
There we go.
Near the Nazca lines. Lima, Peru, man.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is the video that... What?
Have we played this shit yet?
Yes. That's the one that I... That's the one that I... And you guys are like totally fucking native. Jesus Christ.
I hated it, dude. I would love this shit. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, near the Nazca lines, the motherland.
Oh, I like this.
Right.
Take it over, Mister.
So yeah, as you can tell, this creature is obviously not
I like this,
normal fucking structure. Look at the feet right there. 3 extended toes, as well as fingers. Look at the fingers.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Look at that shit.
And you know what? In history,
Dude, I love this, man. You just took this shit
no,
over.
well,
I love this.
In history, what's
Yeah.
going on is they found cave paintings of creatures. Exactly right here. Oh, well, those are the Nazca lines. That's
yeah.
a bird right there. But they've uncovered pictures of creatures with 3 fingers and 3
What
toes.
the fuck?
And so they uncovered this near the Nazca lines in Peru, and they're saying that this might be an alien creature right here.
Right.
And if
So-
you read it,
so-
deformed human. That's what they thought initially, and then they said it was unlikely. See?
So it's prevalent that they I guess in the I guess back in the Indians had a lot of depictions of 3-fingered individuals, right?
Right.
So
Exactly.
this wasn't by accident, I guess somehow. I mean, it wasn't a deformity where they naturally assumed it was a deformity, right?
Right.
Because of the skull elongated and shit like
Initially, yeah, they thought
that, right?
it was.
But
it was a
they
deformed
found that because of the 3 digits and I guess there's certain characteristics that certain different species have that different species have that their carpal bones, they have a different configuration that you can actually tell certain species from their carpal wrist appendages, right?
Okay.
And they're saying this shit is fucking totally different
Off
from
the
any
scale.
humans. Yeah,
Off
totally.
the scale.
So you know, there's a lot of like things out there that they've said that, you know, hey, this is a fucking hoax, blah blah blah. But they've CAT scanned this fucking shit,
right?
And it has a full skeleton,
right?
They originally said it was a mummy, but it wasn't mummified. Mummification, basically, they remove all the orgins.
Right.
Jay's just sitting here like, I already knew all this. What are you doing right now?
Yeah,
this is my presentation.
Thanks a lot, assholes.
You know what? I was thinking, fuck, I wonder if we had this on the show before.
No. It's because Jason brought it. He's stupid. Fuck you guys.
We're just used to fucking ghosts and shit, like people pulling fucking strings.
All of a sudden, Peru is alive.
Peru in the house, yo. So
well, it's different when a white guy says that. They don't pay attention.
So they've unearthed quite a few of these corpses, right?
Okay.
And they found I guess youthful versions of this, like smaller humans or humanoids or whatever.
Right.
And
that's
so
how I like them.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
I know you like that, bro. I know you like that.
I had no idea that they
so they found them intact with their organs.
Oh,
okay.
Shit.
So they've done some DNA or carbon testing, and they're from about 120 to 420 AD.
Okay.
And there's been a lot of comments that they're, plastiline, they're composites where they're glued and shit. But no, they said this shit is fucking
legit.
Real deal, man.
Oh wow,
it's real deal. And this kind of falls into the, the premise that we've all been accustomed to, like alien images of large, elongated cranium,
okay.
and large eye orbital sockets.
Okay.
So, damn, dude, I think this is the shit, brother.
And I mean, if you really think about it, there's a few things from Peru that humans haven't really figured out.
Right.
For example, Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu
is
a structure full of stones that the stones themselves come from 200 miles away.
Right.
And
that no one can physically probably move.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Unless you had like 30,000 slaves carrying each fucking stone.
Yeah, right.
200 miles. Who fucking does that? How long
I do that
did
every
it
day,
take to
dude.
fucking do that?
They fucking carry my lunch every day.
So, not only Machu Picchu, but obviously the Nazca lines as well.
Right.
They said that they had to have like a high view in order to truly fucking carve that out, to view what exactly is being carved out.
Right.
And the dimensions. Unless they were really good at math. If that's the case, well,
right.
that's a feat in itself right there.
Right,
you know?
Right. Well, two things about that. I think a lot of these primitive societies, for all of their ridiculous beliefs, there is a lot of things that they accomplished that were just like, what the fuck? I mean, if you look at the Mayans and the calendar and
right.
the sort of the fact that so many archaeological structures are correlated to the universe and
right.
the solstices and celestial bodies and all this type of shit.
One of the big shits that scientists are kind of fucking tripping on is that they calculated the spin of the Milky Way, right? Which that couldn't be calculated. It's hard to calculate now,
right?
So they're able to calculate. I think it's maybe 25,000 year cycle or some shit. I don't know if exactly that's it, but they were accurate to the T.
And see, that's one thing what I'm saying is, like, there's two possibilities. They were either really good at math ahead of their time,
right,
or
they're not so primitive, right? They're not so primitive.
That they weren't so primitive,
right.
Or they had a little help. They had a little help from what they call ancient aliens, quote unquote ancient aliens,
right,
to help them, learn this stuff, to help them evolve in a sense.
So what does this tell you? Okay, we're confident that we erect in the natural museums fucking big fucking skeletons of dinosaurs, right? So why would people be so speculative of this fucking thing that has the same type of has a structure, has a skeleton to it, right? And has DNA to it. So fuck, if this was a J&A fucking thing, I'd be like, that's a fucking J. You know what I mean? That there's something there.
You said it was nay. You said it was nay, you son of a bitch.
Did I say it was a nay?
Yes.
I just didn't have all the facts, my friend.
I'm never bringing J or nay back again.
No. He screams out the studio.
Listen, this is what it's like to have George in your life. It's almost like he makes you run through a maze, and then it turns out, wow, like, I was right all along, and now you believe me? Jackass?
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what? It's right because I believe it now. Okay. You're right. You're right.
Hey, vindication.
I'll take
sweet
that.
vindication.
I'll take it.
No, and it's interesting because as the resident skeptic, I do like this stuff. One, because of the abduction scenario I've shared with you guys before, that I have a friend who was supposedly taken on board a ship. But aside from that, even factoring that out, you can't negate physical evidence.
Right.
And whether or not you believe that pyramids and structures and so forth were built with an alien influence, the fact of the matter is, it's really incredible.
Go ahead.
It rivals anything that we can build today.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the precision of it, it's really, they're almost like works of art.
Yeah, like the fucking Egyptian pyramids. From what I understand, which kind of fucking boggled my mind.
That align with the stars?
Yeah, well, not only that, but the grout used between the blocks is a composite that they can't figure out quite yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
and not only that, but apparently the spaces, the amount of space between each block is razor thin.
Yeah.
Which not even they try to reproduce it. They've tried to reproduce it now with modern instruments, and they can't produce that fucking edge.
Oh man.
Yeah. So that's trippy. That's fucking awesome stuff, man.
So what are we looking at here? What do you think this body is?
Well, dudes. From what I understand.
By the way, listeners, we're all pretty fucked up. So if the show takes a weird turn, that's why. We're
already a quarter.
If somebody's penis comes out, I mean, you know why.
Whoa, damn, dude, I don't know.
Does it need an introduction?
Oh,
we're on our third bottle.
Isn't it obvious?
So, but this is fucking pretty crazy, man. Right? Yeah. This isn't a fucking saucer flying overhead where you can probably Photoshop it nowadays, right? This is some real shit that people are fucking carbon dating. They're fucking putting it through a CAT scanner. Okay. Right? This is fucking different, right? This is a little different.
How frustrating is it that now we have a J? We have a J for J.
We've had J before.
We are like,
what are you talking about? We've had J before.
We have, but it's almost like it's like your thing got reposted and now it's successful.
And now it's good.
You know what, Jay?
Now it's fucking good.
You're fucking smart, bro. Yeah. You're awesome.
Thanks, man.
You're the greatest, buddy.
But so
I want to suck with those boobies.
So let's build on this. So does this say there's UFOs? Maybe a percentage of them are real UFOs now. Maybe there's actually ETs. There's actually other hominids that are visiting the planet or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
It's totally possible.
But fuck, dude. So this is pretty fucking cool shit. So I say it's a J. It's a J.
All right, I say it's a J too.
Yeah.
What do you think? I said it was a J.
My God.
And Martinelli, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think is this?
Okay. I really, I would have to have it in front of me. I would have to be able to look at it and touch it and measure it to really get a sense of what it is. Because it could also be, listen, we've all seen Hollywood magic and movies and the ability to sort of cast figurines, and we don't know what this is.
Yeah.
I'm in the interest of the show, and because I don't want to rain on anyone's parade right now, because the vibes in here are good.
What's the difference, man? You always rain on everybody's parade.
I know.
Yeah, he's always it's always golden showers, man. Always golden showers.
Yeah. I don't think you have a full understanding of what golden showers are.
Well,
call me an.
I say, no, Dre's are brown showers.
Oh my God!
Yeah, man.
What the fuck?
I'm saying,
I get 3 drinks in you and you become a fucking depraved maniac.
Oh my God!
Jesus fucking Christ! All right, well, I as much as I hate to end the show on brown showers, on that happy note, thank you all for joining us on the JAG Radio program. Please tell a friend, tell a relative, tell everybody you know. We don't charge anything for these podcasts. Help us keep the lights on around here and help us keep our blood alcohol level as high as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Jay, where can they find us?
They can find us on Facebook /JAG Radio, on Twitter @JAG Radio1, and on the new Super Audio Network YouTube channel.
Oh, that sounds sexy, man. You can find us on jagradio.com. You can find all the past episodes.
You better believe it. And also tune into some other stuff on the Super Audio Network. We got Hotbox, we got Scumbag Show, we got Freestyle Friday, we got everything you need. For Engineer Dready All Day, George Antonio, and J.D. Marcel, I am Alex Martinelli reminding all of you to never stop learning.